Welcome everybody to another episode of Me, Myself, and a platform for queer creatives and our allies. And we definitely have a very special guest today, my friend, skincare expert, icon, Sean Garrette. Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today, love? We were just talking about your late night adventure, to say the least.
Yeah, not much of an adventure.
Not even like a soft rendezvous, perhaps?
No.
Mm-mm. It was just the Parkers, which is an adventure.
I mean, that's like the highlight of my day usually.
Mm-hmm. How do your days usually go?
Lots of meetings. Literally, I feel like I'm in a meeting like every day, all day. And then spiraling about something.
Mm-hmm.
And then not eating. Then remembering to take Lexapro. And then drinking 8 coffees. And then shopping. And then watching YouTube. And then working eventually.
Hot. I love it. So what's this week's spiral about?
This week's spiral. Honestly, like it's no spiral this week.
Mm-hmm.
I feel really good. It's like the end of like the year now.
Yeah.
Like it really doesn't feel like it's November. Like I can't believe it's 2 months left in the year. But I don't know, I have like some exciting work things. So I'm just like chill, honestly.
That's
like I'm
cute.
not spiraling anymore. I'm just like, I'm letting things happen.
Yeah. I'll like have a complete spiral that either lasts 30 minutes or like the whole day. And I don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
And then I do something that relaxes me, like shower. Like I love showering.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't showered in like 2 weeks. No, I'm joking.
Thank you for coming on today. The door is definitely right there. But no, all those fucking celebrities that are coming out about not showering. I'm just like, first of all, why do we care? Everyone around you could probably smell it, so you don't even need to say it.
It's actually disgusting.
For me personally, like, I'm a sweaty girl, not even because of that. I just can't.
I'm like a sweaty, like, I hate sweat. Like,
are you a sweater, though?
I'm a sweater.
Really?
Well, I'm not like, not a sweater. Like, I'm always hot.
Same.
Like,
I'm either always hot or always cold.
I'm always hot, and I love to be cold.
Same.
Like, my air is on all year round.
Same. Like, I don't have the funds for year-round AC, but like, I hear all my friends talk about like, yeah, we're taking our AC out the window. It's getting cold. And I'm like, mine stays in the winter.
No.
I don't care. Mine stays in because it gets stuffy.
I sleep with a fan on and a humidifier and my air on.
Ooh, see, I
like
need to
noise.
Get that part. Really?
I do.
Like a consistent sound?
Like, I like now, I feel like I'm old, so I cannot sleep with the TV on.
Mm-hmm.
I need like something like humming, buzzing.
Yeah.
Something going on. And I love sleeping with my curtains open, which is really bad.
I'm the same way for my apartment right now. I fully don't even have curtains for yet because I fully chose not to get any.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always up like at the crack ass hours of the morning anyway, so it's always dark.
Yeah.
And then when I get home from work.
Wait, what time do you get up?
I get up at 3 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So as of right now, I've been up for 11 hours.
To do what?
Work.
What time do you have to be to work?
Like 5. But I like to take my time in the mornings, and I'm in Brooklyn. It's in the city. I get up.
You're like an Amazon worker.
Yeah. Trust. It's very much that. Y'all hear in the memoir. It's very much that. I get up, I shower, I take my time, just like my mother. I chronically take forever getting ready. No matter how much I prepare, and always towards the end, I'm like scrambling, throwing shit in a tote bag, cussing in Arabic.
You know, it's why like if I have something to do in the morning, like I like to shower morning and night.
Same.
But if I have something to do I cannot shower in the morning. Like I have to shower at night. Because if I shower in the morning, like it's something about my body. Like it takes me like 2 hours to cool down.
Same.
From a shower.
Same. I get
like, I'm
shower
getting ready
sweat.
and sweating. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like sweating. I'm like, so if I have something to do in the morning, like today, like I showered in the morning and literally I had to like get dressed and like sit in front of my fan and sit still.
I do the exact same thing. Now I honestly, like I was never that girl, but now I become that girl out of heat purposes.
Mm-hmm.
I will just like go in my room and either have a towel on or just be naked and like starfish on the bed to myself. AC blasting through my hole, just like trying to cool myself inside and out.
Exactly. Like, especially like if I'm going out like later and like I want to be like cute, like maybe like do like a little face. Like I have to like, it takes me like 3 hours to get ready.
Same.
The minute I start putting clothes on and moving, I'm like profusely sweating.
Same. I'm so heat sensitive for some reason, and everyone else in the room will be freezing. Like back when I went to school in Miami, I did drag for like all the time I went to school there. And one, I would take forever because obvious reasons. And I would have my apartment so cold.
Same.
Like,
no, if I'm getting ready, all of my ACs are on.
On.
Like I have like 2 in my living room. It's 1 in my kitchen. My house is really weird. And then it's 1 in my bedroom. So like literally my bedroom is freezing when I get out the shower. So I get ready there. And then for some reason I always get ready like in my entryway. Like I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm the same way too.
I think it's because like anything I want to wear, like when I come in the house, I take everything off. Like as soon as I walk in the door, like all my jewelry, shoes, like what is it, like disrobe? Yeah.
Declothe or something like that.
Whatever. I just like, I strip as soon as I get in the house.
I'm the same way. I get back to my house like I have somebody to fuck or something. Like I'm fully like literally unbuttoning and everything, jockstrap hanging out.
I love clothes, but like I hate clothes.
No, same, me too. I like, for me personally, like I'm not that person that like walks around their house naked. I'll walk around with no clothes on that are still clothes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I will be like in a white beater and like a Savage Fenty jockstrap, perhaps, or like my Savage shorts, like my bedtime shorts, anything. And that's it. Like, granted, like there'll still be cheeks out. There'll still be like possibly like a testicle hanging or so, but like
not a testicle.
It's the complete like nakedness for me is a little. There's something about it. I think also just maybe I'd get horny and distracted.
No, I'm like a naked doll, for sure. Like I'm always naked in my house.
Always naked.
I'm either naked or fully dressed in my house.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I change like 4 times a day.
For why? Just out of like different things to do, or like
I just get bored.
Okay, cute.
Yeah, I really am like a housewife, honestly.
I know I want that.
Like I really am a housewife, but like I don't have a husband or children, so I just do things to make myself happy. It's like I change a lot, shop a lot, I cook a lot.
That's really nice. What's your sign?
Yeah, I'm a Virgo.
Oh, okay. I'm a Taurus. I was like, I know you're an earth sign of some type.
Oh my God, we're a perfect match.
Heard it here.
Also, I love Taurus.
Really?
My best friends is a Taurus, yeah. My 2 best friends are Capricorns and Taurus. Scorpio.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, earth sign trio moment. I love Tauruses. I think we're just hot and sexy and like to treat ourselves. That's why I was assuming you were, because like you're just talking about, I just like to do this for myself and do that for myself. I was like, she sounds a lot like me.
Very stubborn.
That's the first thing everyone always says about us, and they're right.
My friend Vandy, he's a Taurus. He's a little like superficial. Taurus can be like a little superficial.
I think we just have a certain taste.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Very specific taste though.
Very specific. And I hate explaining things to people when it comes to like taste or like.
Oh, I hate explaining things.
Like,
I think I get that from my mother.
Really?
Like I hate repeating myself.
Yeah, same. I hate repeating myself because then when I repeat myself, I feel like
the delivery's not the same.
Exactly, and I feel like I sound like a kid.
Intentionally the first time.
That's what
I said it with an attitude the second time.
Yeah, or I feel like I get into like this kindergarten teacher-esque voice, and I'll be like, see where I wanted the poster was right here in the center of both of the chairs. Granted, that's not what happened when we were setting up, but as an example, like I don't know, I'm not that girl when it comes to explaining things. For me, I think just because my brain is, how do you say it, troubled and deranged of all types.
Same.
For me, when I'm explaining something, I think there's like a projector or like a USB cord plugged into my ear, projecting at the wall, showing exactly what I'm thinking. And there's not. There's also, just this beautiful poster.
I have like undiagnosed ADHD. And so like I'll literally like one of my closest friends, he's my photographer. And so like we do a lot of creative work together. And like a lot of projects, and like we'll be talking about something, and then I'll like start talking about shoes, or like a trip, or like my mom.
I'm the same way too.
Weird. And then I'll like get back on track. It takes me, like if I'm not like in a meeting, it takes me like 2 hours to say anything, to like get to the point.
Same. I And I wouldn't change it.
No.
I wouldn't change it. That's why I don't even want to go get the test or whatever.
I talk to myself all day. Do you talk to yourself?
Trust.
Wait, do you have like... So, like, I swear, like, since I've been young, I think since I was like 8 years old, like, I used to watch The Real World, right? You know how, like, they always did confessionals?
Absolutely.
In my head, I always do confessionals with myself.
I have a story very similar to this. I completely relate. What I would do is, like, I grew up watching similar things and, like, The Real World, other reality shows, and I would always imagine that there was not just a camera, but multiple around me. Whether I was leaving CVS and I would be with my mom and the girls with this.
No, why was that me?
Right.
Oh my God. So like my mom used to like be so embarrassed because I went through this phase where like I thought I was a celebrity and I was like 13. And so anytime we got the car somewhere, like I would run out the car like this.
That one Kylie meme of her pumping through with Jordan, like the Dream Doll song is playing in the back.
Yes.
That's like me anywhere. But then at the same time, I like think I'm popping shit and Miss Girl, but I'm fully having like an anxiety break in my head. And I'm like, my God, everyone's fucking looking at me because my eyelash, it fell on my cheek, blah, blah, blah. All this
my mom used
random
to
shit.
What the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, my mom probably thought I was such an odd child. I mean, I really was an odd child.
Yeah.
I really was.
Same.
But like, also, like, I loved myself. I think now being like older, I like really appreciate my childhood self.
Same.
Like, I was so smart and like funny and pretty and creative. Like I was such an amazing child.
Same.
Honestly.
I love that. I think not even to be like our child selves or whatever, like that shit. But I've been thinking about that a lot lately too, because I'm just like, man, we really did and said what the fuck we wanted to. Like we were so ruthless.
All I used to do was just like, honestly, like because I was like kind of growing up, obviously during like the internet age. And so like I was like discovering like my creativity aesthetically. Like I remember like when I was younger, I wanted to be a fashion designer. So I used to just sketch all day. Most honestly, like most people in my family are artists, like painters. And
that's really cute.
They draw. A lot of my aunts like are hairstylists, nail artists. And so I grew up in a very like creative but my mom is not that at all. Like she's an academic person. Okay. But she's also psychotic. So we had like a very interesting dynamic. Like my mom is the most fun person, but also like the most insane person I've ever met in my life.
Same here.
Like
same here.
Same.
Have you had that moment where you're doing something and you realize you're like,
I'm my mother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's happened to me so much lately.
Even dating, like, I'm literally my mom. Also, like, my mom's got married like 5 times in 3 years. So
that's fierce.
I know. She's a Scorpio.
Oh, okay. I like that. Never give up.
Never.
Honestly, I definitely relate to my mom in the relationship aspect too. I'm 25 and single, yet I feel like I'm fully like 61 and divorced, which is what she is.
No,
but
that's
like,
how I feel.
Like, you know?
Honestly. But also, I don't feel my age. Like, I still think I'm like 28. And I'm not.
How old are you?
I'm old.
Work.
I just turned 31.
Cute.
I don't feel 31.
31 seems like a really hot age.
I mean,
in my opinion.
Honestly, this is the best I've ever felt in my life. Not gonna lie. Like, even like within like my body, like just feeling good about myself. I'm like way less insecure and like self-doubty about myself, which I think a lot of people are like afraid to admit that they are insecure. I feel like in your 20s, everybody is like very insecure weirdos. Like it's just what you are as like a 20-something-year-old. Like you're figuring out who the fuck you are, but you also like you're not as young as you were as like a teenager, but you also aren't old. And then you're also going through like this like metamorphosis of like being an adult, finding your career, understanding relationships. It's like your 20s really are like a very weird time. And I always thought like it was a joke when people say, you know, like when you turn 30, like everything changes. No, it literally does. But it's really 31. Like at 30, I was still like a hot fucking mess.
Okay.
At 31, I just feel like I'm so like grown and like just that bitch. I really do.
I love that. I can't wait to turn 30. I've been saying that since I was like 15.
Also, like 30 is so young.
It is. I've never understood, like, even when people talk about celebrities and they're like, oh, she's 40. I'm like, that's still
40 is so young.
That's still young too. Even like
my mom is like 47.
That's very young.
Yeah.
That's very young. There was I think it was some celebrity that I was talking about the other day at work that passed when they were like 67 or something. And I said out loud, I was like, that's quite young.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, that's old. And I'm like, that's very young.
I feel like honestly, like every decade, it's almost like a rebirth for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like honestly, when you look at people like Cynthia Bailey, who's like 53, or like Nene Leakes and like Kenya Moore, all Real Housewives subsequently.
Right.
But like these like hot, like young, fun, like sexy women.
Cheryl Lee Ralph too,
like,
is sexy.
Insane. Like all these women like in their 50s, 60s, and they're still so young, living life and also still accomplishing goals. I think people like are afraid of aging because they feel like it's like it's like you just stop progressing, I feel like, at like a certain age. But I honestly feel like all the women in like, because I don't really relate to men that much. Like I just don't. But like all the women, I was raised by women. So all the women that like I look to in my life, they all of like are fab in their 40s.
Yeah.
Like honestly.
Yeah.
Whether they're like married, divorced, single, have children, don't have children, like they're living their best lives.
Yeah, I think people think you could only peak in your younger years or like your 20s at most, even like.
It's also a gay thing.
That too.
Yeah.
Which is weird because a lot of gays go after the older men.
Yeah. Well, it changed for me.
Ooh.
When I was younger, I dated way older. Like my first real relationship was, I think I was like 21, 22. And the guy I was dating was like 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you guys meet?
I don't know.
Okay. But you guys met. Was it like a relationship or was it like a certain kind of beneficial relationship?
It was like, he was definitely like my sugar daddy.
Hot. That's exactly what I was trying to go for.
But he like turned into my boyfriend.
Okay.
But I also was like 22 years old. And I was like really cute and like fab and like really poor. I literally had just moved back to Baltimore, where I'm from New York.
I knew it. You were from Maryland.
Yeah.
I'm from Maryland.
I know. I feel like we had this conversation.
We might have before. There's been so many people I met from Maryland lately.
I know. I love Baltimore.
I know.
I love Maryland.
I love Maryland too. And I left Maryland like for, not like for good, but like for my adult conquest, I guess. That's when I realized I'm like, she's kind of fierce.
Yeah.
Like she's a really cute girl.
I think I like want to buy a house back home.
Same.
Because honestly, like I love New York, but I mean, it's enough. But also like Maryland is very expensive too.
It's very expensive.
Very expensive.
I think it's like the third most expensive state in the country.
Insane to me because also like the third poorest.
That's what I'm saying. And so like you see the streets and everything still doesn't look done up. Whereas Miss like Northern Virginia has her shit together. Like yes, the speeding tickets are insane, but like those roads paved.
Great Falls, Virginia.
Virginia's so fierce. Right? That's what I'm saying. A nice little house moment right outside of Tyson's would be really fierce. I live in Alexandria with my family.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I definitely want like a suburban life. But I also love being in the city. Same. I think it's also because I cannot drive. So
you can't?
No.
Do you have your license?
No.
No way.
I know. I'm like a 31-year-old version.
It's fine. I mean, there's people to drive you around, so.
Yeah, but I never pictured myself behind a car. Like, literally, I've never seen myself driving a car. Like,
I love that.
Like, never.
I love that.
Like, even like when I was young, like, I never saw myself driving.
Really?
No, just never saw that part as like my thing.
See, I find that the most... Not that specifically, but I find cars and everything the most hetero part about me, I guess, because I love cars. I love driving. I love Fast and Furious.
I'm very like Rihanna in that aspect where like I have 6 cars, but I can't drive.
Respect that.
Same like with Cardi B. Like,
I respect that.
She has like all these cars,
Bentley trucks and shit. Yeah, right.
And bitch can't drive now.
Can't drive a single one. Yeah, not for me. I love to drive.
But I feel like I need to learn how to drive. It's kind of like a survival skill. Like, what if I'm stuck in like upstate like, and I need to like drive for help or something.
Yeah.
Like I'm on Martha's Vineyard and like my husband has a heart attack.
Good point. Or even just, like frolic with the kids and the dog around, the garden or the farm or the ranch or whatever.
I always picture myself with a driver. With like just help.
It's really cute. You could start, once you're in Martha's Vineyard or whatever, you could get like a cute little golf cart moment and start there. So
my goal is to get my license next year.
Okay.
That is a goal. Because like both of my little brothers drive and have cars, and I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Driving is fun. Yeah. I will say.
It looks fun.
Driving is fun.
Actually, it does not look fun at all. I love being a passenger. I get to zone out.
No, the control issues I have, I need to be driving.
Well, I still drive from the back seat, but like...
Not you being that girl.
Yes, I am.
See, I don't mind if you're telling me like where to go or how to do things, but one thing I fucking despise is when I'm driving and say somebody like, it won't even be me fucking up, but maybe like somebody will like cut us off or whatever, or something external among us will be going on. People fucking, oh, in the back and shit like that. And I'm like, can you shut the fuck up? Like, I cannot stand that. Lift. Get her a lift. I cannot stand that shit. Like,
when you hit the brakes, do you like put your arm in front of somebody's chest?
I'm that type. I am a father and a mother at heart. I do that religiously. Like, if I have to slam the shit back, I'm like, and I feel kind of like father of the year for doing that. And my sister's like,
I love when men do that. Yeah. I love being
no man has done that to me. None of the men I've been with have driven. There's not even been a lot of men I've been with to begin with.
No, I only date men that drive. We can't really survive if you don't drive.
In the city? See, all the fucking gay men I talk to or lack thereof, like they're all...
What gay men do you talk to?
What gay men do I talk to? Not many. Not many.
Like, that's hard to believe.
Is it?
Yes.
Somebody said that earlier this week. I
feel like you're a dater.
Somebody said that earlier this week. They were like, I posted,
it's like a hint of slut in you.
Definitely. It's because not even to be like Miss, like zodiac sign girl, but like if it offers some type of context, I'm a double Sag. So like I'm a Taurus, but I'm a double Sag. So like I'm extremely horny all the time.
I hate Sagittarius men.
Okay, well.
I mean, like they're just like some of the worst men I've ever met in my life.
I do agree. I've had flings with them and they just hit and run.
Back to back.
Yeah, they just hit and run.
Sagittarius and Libras are just like despise. Like just, I cannot do
Libra men are fun and always pretty.
Yeah, they're always pretty, broke.
Yep.
Smart, creative, liars.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's the smartness and the creativeness that gets me in.
Yeah.
And then the brokenness and the liars that reels me out. And I'm like, oh, never mind. Off to the next one. But no, I'm not a dater. I'm fully not a dater. Somebody replied to my story the other day. And it was like this picture of me that I put like shirtless and you could see my jockstrap peeking through and it was up my back. It was so sexy. Oh my God. My jockstrap peeks through my jeans. I'm like, nobody could touch me like at Poppy on Friday.
Poppy, I know.
It was so hot.
What was I wearing? Oh, I was wearing like...
You had the silk?
Yeah, I had like silk velvet like moment.
Shades on.
Yeah.
Hair out.
Hair out.
It was cute. Yeah, and somebody replied, they're just like...
My whole tits were out the next night.
The next night?
I went to like the circuit party.
Which one?
Horse Meat Disco.
How is that? I've never been.
Oh my God. I mean, I'll never go again.
Never? Yeah, but like, it doesn't seem like...
It was like a good experience.
Okay. Everyone says that.
It was a good experience because it's like... Honestly, it's like the most like non-judgmental place.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like the way I was there, I would never be at like Poppy. And it's because like I'm Black and this is like all white men. And like it's something about white men, they are just like shameless. But it's like
aluminum
at like
list
Poppy,
too.
it's still like, you know, like my peers are there. Like
right. You want to be pretty for the girls.
People are there sometimes. So it's like I'm never gonna be like a full whore. But it's like you'll see that, like, I mean, technically like my peers were at Horse Meat Disco.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't really give a fuck. It's like it's something different about like being Black and like being in like a Black space. I feel like you always are a little bit more guarded. Just how like, I don't know, like like queer people of color are.
Mm-hmm.
We just are a little bit more, I feel like cautious about our queerness sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like white men do get to have like a little bit more freedom with their
100%.
queerness. And so when I was in like a more dominant white space, I was able to like experience that freedom.
That's a very good point, because maybe they're so caught up in like their queerness and their yes mama slay queenness, like they're not even, and also ketamine, they're
literally.
Probably not even looking at the next. But what's
funny is like I
person.
came there fully dressed because like me and my friend, we were not planned to go there at all. Like we were going to another party. It was like another costume party. And I was Janet Jackson. So I had like this like really fab outfit on. Like it was so
what Janet look were you?
Cute. I was like Islam Janet.
Absolutely.
So I had like a full
absolutely.
Like, pants. I had like, this
love it.
floor-length top. I only had like one button. So it was like out. Lots of jewelry.
My Middle Eastern cousin. I love it.
I had like dreads.
I love
Tom Ford glasses. Like I looked so cute. Little Celine bag. Like I was off-duty Islamic Janet in Dubai.
I love. So you pulled up to Horse Meat wearing Islam.
Yeah. So
are we going to Islam?
I co-checked my wig.
I love this. How did they hang it, most importantly?
I co-checked my wig. My friend had like a jacket and I just stuffed it in his
I got you.
pocket. So we co-checked my wig. I left the glasses on, left the jewelry on. At first, like I just like unbuttoned the shirt and just had it on. But then like it was so fucking hot. Like it was like this one room that like it was, I mean, it was so much fun, but it was like sweaty gay men everywhere.
Yep.
And I'm still looking like I'm in like a full look.
Yep.
And so it was like, the minute I like took my shirt off, it was like a whole like different vibe.
Oh.
It was like, I don't know, like it was like nobody was looking at me. And then when I took my shirt off, everybody was like talking to me, wanted to dance with me.
Oh.
It's very interesting.
Do you think maybe because you had like more clothes on than the other people in the room, like that gave off that you're like
stood
closed
out,
off?
but I feel like also it was because I probably was looking a little closed off. And when I kind of just like let it go, it was more like, I'm like, I was a part of like the community.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel like shamed or anything. Cause you know, like when you have like different body types, and, like all these like muscled gay men, it can be like a little bit like jarring.
Yep.
But honestly, it's like something about like muscled men that like love me. I don't know what it is. It's almost, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into
sex
it,
appeal,
like,
beauty.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. But like it's something about it. Like, I don't know. I mean, in general, men just love me, honestly.
Exactly.
I think it's like my softness. I don't know.
Like, I think you and I have that in common, like the softness, but it's like they find it pretty.
My friend was like, you always have men around. I'm like, I always have men around, but I'm never like in a relationship.
So are you a dater?
Am I a dater? No.
Okay.
I'm not a dater. I'm not a dater. But I'm always talking to someone.
Okay.
Like I'm always negotiating
like
things.
Online or in real life?
In real life.
Okay.
I'm an in real life girl. Honestly, like the online dating thing is just not for me. Like I'm not a Tinder bitch.
Me neither.
I deleted like all like the little apps. But then, like I re-downloaded them because my friend was like, you just need to be on them just to be on them. And I was like, okay. But I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm off it. I'm over it.
Yeah.
It's really not interesting. And I'm not really into like hookups. So it's kind of like boring. I'm really only on like Grindr and stuff to be nosy.
Yeah, I've been off Grindr for like a good 3 years. Tinder and everything else more than that. Just because like I had my era.
Yeah.
I had my hookup whore era in college. It was fierce. Assay every night.
Whore era.
Oof. Highly recommend. It is life changing. I think
friends call me a whore, but like I'm really not.
Really?
I'm like a kissing slut. I'm not gonna lie.
Same. And see, I wasn't even like fucking people. Like my body count is very low. Little do the girls know.
Literally.
That's how you stay tight. But no, same.
What's tight? No, I'm joking.
Very tight, huh? But
like every time I poppy, like I usually like am making out with some guy.
Yeah, a good like little club makeout, just like somebody to entertain for a minute and then dispose of is so fun to me.
Yeah.
I think that's what I do, and maybe that's why people think.
Did you hook up at Poppy last time?
On Friday?
Yeah.
No, but I was quite social.
But
not with
what was that? Drink.
Hardly. But my thing is like not even to be like that girl, but like as long as I have my sugar-free Red Bull and some weed before, like, I'm good.
I'm a drinker. I'm not a smoker.
See, and like I said before, like I had like my drinking moment too that went kind of along with my whore era, but like.
Well, see, I never used to drink until I moved to New York. Like, I think New York just like made me an alcoholic.
See, for me, just
and
like
I only drink socially. I rarely keep alcohol in my house. But now like I have like a cute little bar, so like I buy alcohol just to have there. And like when my friends come over and stuff, like we'll cook dinner and like have drinks. And I just like making drinks more than actually drinking them. But I really only drink socially. And sometimes like I used to feel like I had to be like a little drunk to be social. Yeah. Because I'm naturally like a more introverted person. Like I can be extroverted and, you know, turn it on. Yeah. But naturally, like I love to like 90% of the time, like I like to be by myself.
See, I'm the same way unless if I'm in, like, how do I explain it? That one Gaga video, how to explain it. But like for me, like I feel like if I were to go to a place like Horse Meat, I feel like I would have to drink before I go there. Whereas like when I go to Poppy, like the music is always good, the energy is always right. For me, like it's corny, but like I naturally get like a rush and a high off of that.
I can say I've never really had like a bad, except that one time I fell through the steps and destroyed my leg. Or the time
the ones from the rooftop.
No. I know the little stage, those metal ones.
No.
They actually are really fucking dangerous. Like they need to get
They are. That's why they have that thing completely blocked off now.
This big gap in between steps. And if you're drunk,
it's over.
It's like I fell through the steps. Oh my God, I fucked my leg up so bad. And then when someone stole the Prada pouches off my boots, that was traumatizing.
How do you even get down there?
It's ways.
I mean, at Poppy, it's not too hard to get down there.
Well, my friends, they say like I was throwing ass and my leg was up and the pouch probably fell off. No, a bitch robbed my ankles. I know that for sure.
And even if so, just look at the pouch. Don't touch. Like,
I think my leg was up and a bitch snatched my pouch and ran off.
How are you going to steal from my ankle?
I don't know.
Like, that is broke energy.
Also, like Prada, those pouches are a little flimsy, so them bitches fall off.
Right. They need to be ass thrown proof. Yeah. Yeah, Poppy's fun.
It's always fun.
It's always so fun.
I really had like a bad time there.
Yeah, it's like
and I never remember it. It goes so quick.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I'm there for an hour and I've been there for like 4.
I woke up Saturday just like, whoa.
Yeah, I've only ever like taken like one guy home before from Poppy.
See,
and I was kind of coerced. I mean, not like a bad way.
Yeah. See, I will entertain people there and kind of like make my rounds. And then towards the end of the night.
I love to make the rounds because honestly, it's usually like 8 men that I'm like seeing in real life. There. It's like the best place. Like if you have like if you're into a guy like and you see him on Instagram or like Twitter, it's the best place to like see them in real life. I love it. Because like you get to see like what they actually give in person. And then you get to see like if the chemistry is still there. And then you get to see like if they actually going to come up to you and give you that same energy.
That's the thing. Because some will see you and they'll just like look right past you or give you a quick hi. And it's like you've seen my whole wink at my camera.
Literally like just so fucking weird. Like I hate like men who have so much energy for you online. And then you see them in real life and it's giving crickets.
Right.
Like, why be a fucking weirdo?
That's what I'm saying. For me, it's like once we get past that point of like conversation, and when I see you in person, I'm just going to be exactly myself. Because it's like, it's a little counterproductive and weird to just do all this talking via DM. I've seen your balls, you've seen my hole, and then here in person, just like.
Well, no one's seen my hole.
Oh.
Oh, my balls.
Few people have seen mine. And my balls too. And they're great.
On this podcast?
That have been on this podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, for a second, I was like, I do not have my holes and balls on this podcast. I'd be taken off of YouTube. But if I were to have this on OnlyFans, then I'd be making money.
Would you do OnlyFans?
See, I've thought about it.
I can see that for you. And not like a desperation kind of thing. Like, I can kind of see that for you.
No, my friends say that too, and I take that kind of as a compliment because for me, and that's like kind of relating to like the whole club thing in a way. Like, I don't want to it sounds so dramatic being like, I'm an entertainer. But like when I'm dancing, for example, like when I'm at the club and like the music is good, like I perform. Not even in like an overdone way, but like if there's a man behind me and the music is good, you are getting the time of your life.
Yeah.
And that's not me just talking my shit. That's literally being me just going off of reviews.
I think it's like
off
two
of what I've heard.
versions of me though.
That's
because
what it is.
I'm very much that way, but I feel like people who like don't know me personally would not think that I'm that kind of person. I think I come off like very like reserved and like very like above it.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I am, but
exactly.
It's also like this other side of me.
Uh-huh.
Like, I feel like on my Instagram, I feel like you wouldn't like people look at my Instagram and they kind of have like a whole different view of me.
And I think that's what it is. It's like the curated images that like we've made, but also like the kind of assumptions and projections people have put on our socials. Like my Instagram name is Bad Bussy. Like people think in my link tree in my bio, there's an OnlyFans 18 plus only link in there. And there's not. There's my DMs though. But like there's not, you know? So yeah.
Have you got any DMs this month?
About what?
Men.
Absolutely. That's what I was about to say. Like I haven't done any dating or online dating, but what I am though is an online whore. I will say that proudly. Like, I don't like, because I just work too much. I'm doing this. I have the other show to produce and everything. So I can't even see my friends and family, let alone go on a date. So we'll just like, and I won't use like dating apps. I'll just be on like Twitter, DMs, Instagram. Those are the best new dating apps now, Twitter and Instagram. And I'll just do my business.
Like I get a lot of interest in DMs.
Really? By people that you follow back to or just by randoms? Or both?
I'm be honest, I don't follow many people back. It's just like not my thing.
Work.
Especially like men.
Yeah.
Like if it's like girls that like I'm cool with and like I like, I follow them back. But if it's like, I feel like if it's a guy that like I'm kind of interested in, if I follow him, it's like setting up a fucking disaster for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know, because then you're like, I'm seeing too much. I'm really not into men who are into being seen.
I kind of agree too. I was
in a relationship in 2020. Nobody knew I had a boyfriend.
Really?
No.
See, I love that. I kind of would prefer my man to be the same way. Not like I'm the star and you just sit there in the background, but like it's kind of hot and mysterious to like, you know, post a picture with him.
I kind of do need to be the star and you do need to be in the background.
Yeah, it's like, I like the idea of, you know, we'll post our little picture together. Yeah. And sure, I'll tag the Instagram, but his Instagram will be private and he has like 40 followers.
Wait,
I'm
do you know like Tamar and Vince?
Absolutely. I met Vince the other week, actually.
Really?
Yeah, at work. He was walking. I was like, oh, shit.
Living legend Vince Herbert, honey.
Vince Herbert.
I always said, like, I'm very much a Tamar. And I really do like a Vince
one
and
of
Herbert.
Vince, yes.
But one that has, like, a better, like, even temper. Like, I can't have no man going back and forth with me. I don't really
Absolutely. Our Maryland queen.
I know, right?
Love her. Her and my sister went to the same school. Granted, they're not the same age, but nonetheless, following in the legacy.
Tamar.
I'm a Tamartian. I love Tamar.
Tamartian, down.
I love her, but no, same.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to relationships.
I like a force.
Same. I
like a little structure because I'm so like all over the place. It's like the only thing I'm really structured with in my life is my work. Everything else is kind of just like all over the place. Like I have no like real structure in my life. Like everything else, I'm just winging it. The only thing I like put attention and like time and effort into are like is my work. Even like with friendships, like honestly, I feel like this year I really had to like be intentional about showing up for my friends and like being there and making sure that they feel like I'm supporting them and that I appreciate them. Because I really am someone like, I don't know, like my whole, all of my 20s were focused on like my career, getting to a certain place I wanted to be, making money, getting me out of Baltimore, hitting goals that I wanted to be. And, you know, consequently, is that a word?
Consequently, yeah.
I say, okay, cute. Because I always think it's a word and then it's not a word in my head. But like
words are just sounds. You can make them.
Consequently, I swear, after COVID, I cannot speak.
Same.
But yeah, like I feel like I always pick like career over personal relationships until like I started to get to a place in my career where like I was kind of comfortable and things were, I just wasn't like, I'm like always hustling, but not like for survival. And so I feel like now that I'm at that place where like I'm just building on what I've already built and kind of progressing, but not like in survival mode. I kind of need like those personal relationships there too. I feel like last year I kind of realized that.
Yeah.
And so now I'm trying to show up for people. And not just work.
Yeah, I could completely agree. I was just thinking about that lately. Like for me, all my moves I've made in my career have been, yes, because I want to and I'm passionate, but it's also been out of complete survival. You know, like especially we come from the same place, like Maryland, everything. Like you fight so hard getting out there. So then once you finally land your chance in New York or me at school in Miami, it's like once you get there, you hit the ground running. And I thought about it the other day and I was like, besides COVID, besides a global pandemic happening, I was like, have I ever not worked? And it's not even to sound like Miss Girl of like, oh, I've been working all my life, but you really do think about it and you're like,
no, I've been working my entire life.
Yeah.
Honestly. Well, not my entire life, but like
you're like, you know, college, young adult years and
like
so
I've
forth.
always been like working towards something, you know, like since I've graduated high school. I mean, I graduated high school 2 weeks later. I started college. Like I did an accelerated summer program because I just wanted to get shit over with.
I'm the same
and I wanted to live my life.
I'm the same way. Then I'll get to a new place or a new chapter and I'm already looking at the end of it. I'm just like, okay, how the fuck can I get out of here? Literally,
like the minute I sign a contract for a job, I'm thinking about what's after this job.
Which is like a good mindset to have, but like it could also be, I don't want to say problematic, but it could be complicated.
It can be complicated and it is a bit problematic because you're not really letting yourself enjoy the moment that you're having. Like when I signed my Dior contract, it was like a big moment for me.
Yeah.
Because it was something that I like really manifested and like prayed for before I was even an esthetician. Like years and years ago, like I always wanted to work for Dior. It was like my favorite couture house growing up. I love John Galliano. And
You're very much a Dior girl.
I'm very much a Dior
Very much a Dior girl.
I love, like, I knew I wanted to work in beauty. Once I transitioned, well, I knew I wanted to work in fashion. Once I transitioned to beauty, I knew like I wanted to work for Dior. And the two brands that I wanted to work for was Fenty Beauty because it had just launched and Dior. And I worked for both of them. And so it was like a really exciting thing. I think, honestly, when I got signed to Fenty, I didn't really celebrate that.
Yeah. Like, and it was during COVID too.
It was during COVID.
Because you and Rihanna had the little web thing.
I know. That was something else. Yeah. So like, I feel like, honestly, like, it was a dream come true, but it also was like a dream that kind of got taken from me because of COVID. I didn't get to live it the way I wanted to. And I feel like with Dior, all the things I wanted at Fenty is happening in this position. But I also feel like the minute I signed it, I was like, okay, what's next? Like, I'm always like on what's next? But I think that just comes from like my mentality from back home. I'm always like, I'm always hustling. I'm always scared like I'm going to lose something. Which now, like, I'm doing better with. Like, I feel very secure in what I do and I know what I offer. And, you know, I'm a good person. I know life is going to take care of me as long as I work hard and, you know, move intentionally. But I'm trying to, like, just enjoy experiences more. Like, like, I'm just trying to just be more intentional about the things that I do.
Yeah, which is funny because everyone started talking about that when COVID happened and we all had a moment to sit back and reflect. But here we are now 2 years after and...
I didn't really get to reflect. I worked all of COVID.
Yeah, me either. I just...
Up until now, COVID 2020 was the most money I've ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I worked the whole pandemic. I never stopped working. Like,
damn.
I opened my spa. I had to close my spa in March. And we opened in January. And in March, I transitioned all of my clients virtually. And then I opened my network up. So I was seeing clients virtually, like in Europe, in Dubai, Africa, Australia, Canada. So I was always working.
How does that work, like for an esthetician?
So I was doing basically like virtual consults.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And so, which was kind of like, it was an easy thing because it was something I would do with my clients in my studio as well. So usually we have like a consultation period before I would do any kind of service.
Gotcha.
And so really during COVID, obviously people were having like more like skin conditions that were like exacerbated by like mask and the pandemic and stress and all of that. And so basically I was having people fill out this long ass intake form. Like I was knowing like your medical history, medications that you're on, what your lifestyle is like, what your current routine is, products you used in the past that you loved, didn't love.
Yeah.
I would take all that information and we would have like a 30 minutes, like an hour Zoom. And I would break down everything and I would give you a treatment plan to help you with like products. It was like a 3-page plan. So I would do a morning routine, night routine. I would give you alternatives to products. Like if you couldn't like, also because the pandemic, like say like you couldn't afford this product, well, this one will give you like the same results at this price. So it was just a lot of work, honestly, because I was seeing a lot of clients. And again, like I was in like survival mode because I had just moved to New York, just opened my business. I took all of my savings and put it into this business.
Damn.
You know, like I bought like $5,000 worth of product and, you know, supplies, and you know, I couldn't fucking use it. And so it was a lot.
Damn.
It was a lot to take in, but I never stopped working. Then I got the job at Fenty and I was consulting at Fenty, and then we were planning for the launch. And then when I worked at Fenty, I never stopped working. Never stopped working.
Wow.
Like I was so burnt out by 2021. I didn't really like get over it until 2022.
Yeah, and by 2021, things, you know, the vaccine started rolling out. So it's like, okay, now it's time for life to get back to normal.
And by last November, I started having conversations with Dior. And when I left Fenty, I signed 3 new contracts.
Wow.
Like the same week.
That's amazing.
And so I never stopped working. Never stopped working.
So how did you, because I wanted to ask you this before, how did you, like when you moved to New York, you came from Maryland, correct? So what were you doing in Maryland before you went over to New York?
So before I came to New York, because I lived in New York just like my second or third time.
I'm a second time living in New Yorker as well.
The first time I moved to New York, it was a fucking disaster.
Same.
I didn't even last a full year because I went broke like the first fucking month. I was working like 2 jobs and an internship. It was a lot. So I had moved back to Baltimore from Atlanta.
Gotcha.
Like I used to move every single year.
I'm the same.
So I started like 2016. I was in Maryland working at a spa.
That's the same era I was
then
all over.
I moved to LA. Then I left LA because I was kind of like, okay, like I'm 25. I was 25 at the time. And I was like, I need to figure out what I want to do long term. And so I had moved to Atlanta with my mom. A week after there, I was like, I'm going to enroll in Esthetician school. I literally just got like a sign from like God.
I love,
Like I swear, like I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And literally like somebody just like, you need to go to Esthetician school. Like that's what it is. And literally like me and my mom were driving to like a family reunion. I was like, when we come back, like I want you to come help me look for schools. And so literally as soon as we came back, I enrolled in school, did a summer program, and I was in school 5 days a week, 9 to 5 for a year, studying skin.
Wow.
And then when I graduated, me and my mom, we were not vibing. So I was like, okay, bitch, I gotta go. So I moved back to Maryland. And that was like the hardest transition ever because like in 2014, most of my immediate family all moved to Atlanta. And so when I came back to Baltimore, it really wasn't the same because I didn't feel like I had like that support.
Everyone was gone.
And I didn't have like a family home to come back to. And so like I was sleeping on my cousin's couch and I was working at a spa, like working my ass off. And that's when I really started going hard with like my skincare content. And I had my Instagram and stuff already around like 2016, 2017. And I was like working in the spa all day, then creating content. All my days off, all I was doing was like creating content, videos, taking photos. And I think 2019, I like just was not vibing with the spa. Because like the thing is like when you're an esthetician, working for someone else, you're not making a lot of money. Because like say like the treatment or like a facial at like a normal spa is like $100 to $150. You're getting paid like hourly or maybe a commission off of it. And so I was getting off of like $100 facial, I was getting like $30. So I was making $30 an hour, but it's really $30 a client.
Wow.
Exactly. And so I was really, my thing, which I mean, I'm really good at, is selling shit. Like,
Same.
I'm a good seller.
Same.
It's like,
do your friends hate going shopping with you because of that?
No, they love it.
Okay, cute.
They love it. Like, I could be like a Mary Kay bitch. It probably comes from like my grandmother, like watching that bitch sell Avon, Mary Kay, Tupperware parties. Like, the thing about me is when I'm immersed in something, I know everything about it.
Same.
And so if someone asks me about a product, I can give them everything about it and then give them 3 other alternatives for that product.
I love that.
And I feel like that's really how I built my business, because I wasn't really making money doing treatments. I was selling people skincare routines. And so that's why when we did transition to virtual during the pandemic, that was easy for me.
Completely.
I just took what I did in the spa, like selling people product and doing it virtually, creating routines for them.
Yeah.
But like that spa just did not work out. And at that time, like I was coming back and forth to New York for more like influencer events and meeting with brands. And I was working with like Polish Choice and like Fresh at the time. And I think like July or like September, I quit my job and I started doing actual virtual consults back then. Like in 2019, like before the girls were really doing it. And
right.
I was doing that, saving all of that money up. And I literally took all those savings and I was like, okay, like I want to move to New York. My friend at the time, she was opening a spa and wanted to know like if I wanted to join her in like this like spa journey together, because she had just finished school too. And I was like, I never thought it would be possible. But we really like took a leap of faith. Opened in January. I was booked like crazy.
Yeah.
I was seeing the girls. At the time, I also was like working with Kalani. She had just had her baby, so like her skin was like going out of whack. And she became like a client of mine. And I was seeing like other little celebrity girlies. So like it was
That's
cute.
cute.
So when I moved to New York, it was just like it was growing. So I was growing a business. But I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I'm gonna do this shit. Like,
yeah.
Running a business is so hard. And you think like, my whole thing was like, okay, I'm gonna work for myself. It'll be better. I make my own schedule. But I never stopped working. Like, and I think the thing I hated about having a spa was I felt like I was working a 9 to 5 again. Yeah. Like it was just a lot. Cause like I would do my clients and then all of my clients left with like a treatment plan too. And so I would go home, do all their treatment plans and then try to source new clients for more income and do the social media. It was a lot. So that's kind of how like I got back to New York. But I literally built everything from like fucking scratch.
I love that. I love that.
From scratch. Like I had nothing when I left esthetician school. Yeah. I didn't even have money to get back to Baltimore. My best friend bought my plane ticket. My best friend Sierra. Shout out to Sierra. Wow. Like literally she's Sierra. Like my sister. And we lived together in LA. And we've always supported each other on our journeys, but like I had no fucking money. She bought my ticket back to Maryland. And I just started from scratch. Like literally started from scratch. Like I had not a fucking dime. Yeah. And now I have lots of dimes.
Lots of dimes. Exactly. That is so amazing to hear because I'm on that same journey as well. And I think a lot of people are too. And
you're literally like honestly, you're way further than I was at 25, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
I think to be like 25 and to like already kind of be on your career path, that's like a big thing. Cause I feel like, I mean, a lot of people don't really know what they want to do in their 20s. Like usually it's just like working a job just to pay their bills if they live on their own. But most people aren't on like a solid career path. I mean, I know I wasn't until 25. Yeah. You know, that's when I really started to put intention into like what I wanted to do. Cause I was like, I want to do beauty, I want to do fashion, but I always wanted to be an esthetician. Yeah. But I never saw Black estheticians or Black male estheticians. Right. And I worked at a spa in 2015, 2016. When I graduated school, I tried to get a job at that same spa. And I worked with like this Polish woman at like one of the like, it was like the main like luxury spa in Baltimore. It was really fab. And she was like, my clients would never want you to touch them. Really? Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, that's not like discriminatory, but it's also racist and prejudiced. And right. I could fucking report you, bitch.
Also, Miss Russian lady, whatever. Are you blind? Do you see his skin? Like,
but honestly, like when I didn't get the job there, my old manager at that spa came to my new spa, which was like a full circle moment.
Of course you
everyone booked me because of my skin. And the owners were almost like a little jealous because I was like the new girl, but I was the most booked because I already had a social presence. And I had girls like coming from Virginia, DC, Texas, like New York, New Jersey to come see my little ass, you know?
Yeah.
Mind you, I was doing their skin, these girls traveling to me, and I'm going back on my cousin's couch.
But it ended up being worth it. And you said it was your current boss that was kind of jealous of you? Or your old one, you said?
My old one, yeah. How
do you deal with like, because I've been thinking about this lately, and my friends and I have been talking about this.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like having a boss or like a higher up that's like low-key a hater?
It's really challenging because I feel like if your, superior isn't someone who's like genuinely lifting you up and wanting to see you succeed, it's really hard to like navigate that job. And the issue with me at that spa at the time was that I'm the skincare professional and someone who doesn't do what I do is trying to tell me how to do my job. And it's also one of the reasons like I quickly realized I could never have a boss. Like even though like I'm an ambassador for all these different brands, they're not my bosses. It's like it's a partnership. We work together. I never do anything that's uncomfortable to me or that I don't want to do. And honestly, like I've had like pretty good working relationships. I mean, like all the partnerships that I've had being freelance hasn't been like perfect, but it's definitely a difference for like working for yourself and being in a position where you can advocate for yourself. It's a much different place. Like now I say no to so much shit. Like I say no to everything. And I also like, even if we decide to work together, I say no if I don't want to do something. Yeah,
I think, and I'm realizing this now, I think autonomy is like very important and prevalent when it comes to your own personal life, your personal well-being, but especially when it comes to like pursuing your dreams and like running your own business, especially like knowing, like, of course we all don't really know where we're heading, but when you do have a lack of direction or lack of encouragement and direction from up above, it leaves you confused, even more confused than we already are as to where
especially
the fuck am I going.
Corporate environment, like,
right.
Technically I've worked for LVMH since 2020. In different brands, and you definitely see like the difference in like teams and like resources and things like that. And so sometimes you can work for this in the same company or like under the same umbrella company and have like two totally different experiences.
Yep.
Because my experience at Dior is not the same that it was at Fenty or Amore Pacific and all these other brands that I worked for.
Right.
So I've worked for pretty much every big beauty company at this point. And I could definitely say, like, Dior has been the most comfortable I've been at a brand. And, like, the most autonomy that I have had in just, like, the things that I do.
Yeah.
And I think because we see it more as, like, a long-term thing and not just, like, almost being used for something.
Yes, exactly. Like, I've learned that people could love your work, but not care for you.
Well, how do you feel being, like, openly gay and queer in like these kind of corporate positions?
For me, like when it comes to my show specifically, like my shows, like, music wise, it's hip hop dominant. For me, I don't really like notice nor care because I love, listen, and subscribe to all that music. Like I'm not just listening to like all these girlies and shit like that. Yeah, like we trust, like we love, and that's mother and those are mothers. But like I'm often listening to all the shit that they play at, the station that I work at too and everything. So for me, I never really find that there's any like distance or barrier or difference between me and the other people that I work with.
Have you been approached by talent?
In what way?
In like a interested way, yeah.
Not by talent that I've worked with directly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like other people, teams and stuff like that. I don't think so. Maybe like there's been the occasional like, prepping an interview for one of the girls that come to the show and like their stylist is like, I'm just like, hey girl. But like, it's more of like a hey girl thing and not just like, if anything, it's me always like not eyeing the security guards, but like those are the ones that will catch my eye and I'll just be like.
I definitely had like some run-ins. Yeah, I'll put that in the memoir.
My sister, I'm the same way. I'm like, y'all will find out everything in my memoir because one, there's
What's the
more
title
time.
Of your memoir? I have a few.
I have a few too. I've been talking about my memoir. Shout out to Fadzo at home. Fadzo's one of my closest friends from back home in Maryland. We went to high school together. She's also like a quite well-known influencer as well. She blew up over TikTok and everything. And we've been talking about the memoir since high school, and I talk about it to her every time.
It's a manuscript of my memoir on Tumblr. It's still up.
Work.
It's like a secret name.
I love it.
The name, like the website isn't like under my name. It's like a pseudonym. It's like my old pop star name. The girls that know me, like know it.
Work.
But yeah, I remember I was gonna name my memoir like Riding in Town Cars with Boys. It's like the specific like Gossip Girl episode.
I love
that like spoke to me, and I think I like started like writing about it when I had like my first like sugar daddy experience, because like I mean the girlies that were like active in New York like 2011 2013 like having a sugar daddy is like a big thing. It's not really like now.
It's not really now anymore.
Thing. Yeah,
no, people are like generous now, but like sugar daddies aren't a thing.
Like sugar daddies like a thing in like 2011 2013, and I just started like writing things, and I remember my best friend got so mad at me because like what I wrote on like the little manuscript, it was like something that happened between us. Like I changed the names, but he knew it was him at the time.
You're just an artist telling your story.
I was like, this would be like such a good book.
Right.
Be such a good book. So now like when I do anything, I'm like, it's for the memoir. Like,
absolutely.
You know, it's for memories.
I'm the same way. I always say like, I don't know where I've gotten this saying from. I guess it's just come from exhaustion. But like when people at work are like, you know, you do the corporate thing, walking the hallways, they're just like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing good. How are you? Like just like same shit day to day.
Is that your memoir?
Fuck ass no.
How are you?
That's not a bad name.
I'm doing good. How are you?
That's kind of fierce. I'm not gonna lie, because like for those that get it, they get it.
Then it's
like
be about like how you've been depressed for 18
exactly.
years.
It's supposed to be said with like an asterisk, like in a sarcastic tone, because that's really how it is. But what was it for me? Like, what have I been saying lately? Like when people are like, good, how are you? I'll be like, you know, doing all right, you know, another day, another page in the memoir, another scene in the biopic. Like that's just what I've been saying now. That's definitely not the title either. That might be in the like preface of some sort, but I have multiple.
I think my second
names.
memoir is Marry Rich, Die Trying.
I love it. That's the thing. You could have multiple memoirs.
You can.
Julie Andrews has like 5.
One is about my life. One is about my love life. And I have another one that was going to call Tricks of the Trade.
She has this thought out. I love it.
It was called Tricks of the Trade. Like, because when I was younger, I've dated like a lot of like straight men.
Yeah.
It's also like a thing. I don't know, like, I've never like dated like a gay man. Just like a regular, like, just I'm gay. Like,
yeah.
Never been like a thing.
Have these been like full on relationships or just relationships?
Like 2 of like, I feel like the most significant relationships I've had in my life were with men who like never dated men before me.
I see. So were they out when you were officially dating, or they still stayed, I don't want to say in the closet, but like they identified as straight men? It's
the thing, like I don't date DL men because I just think like, I don't know.
That's a weird term. I agree.
It's a weird term. And then like, it's also kind of like, I'm not a bitch that's like a secret. So I don't date DL men, but it's almost like the trade where it's like, you know, he's like gay, but like presenting, like none of the men I've ever dated, you would ever know that they were gay. They're all like very masculine presenting. And it's really not like, I mean, obviously like, I'm attracted to those men, but it's not something that like, I'm like, oh, you have to like look like this. Yeah. It's just like, honestly, those are the men that have always approached me. I was going to say the same. And I never, and the thing about me is like, I don't approach men.
Same.
And men approach me. And so that's the men that keep coming to me. And I remember like I had a very candid conversation with my mom about this. And she was like, it's because you're a woman. Well, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, but yeah. But the thing is like, after we broke up, they went back to dating women. Wow. It's like my ex, he like would never like refer to me as a man. He was like, you're a doll. Because he's like, I hate gay men. Like I can't stand the gays.
I love the doll pronoun.
No, that is my pronoun.
Her pronouns are doll and doll-esque.
He DM'd me. He was like, hey, King. And then was like, doll with an asterisk.
That's the final memoir.
Yeah.
Doll with an asterisk. Or it's like king crossed out.
Literally.
Doll replaced in like pink Sharpie
It's
or something
funny,
like that.
Everyone addressed me as the doll. Like once that really was my thing, like back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started like doing like the whole doll thing on like Twitter, it kind of just like carried. And everybody like calls me the doll in person. Even men like that I date.
Because you do carry that energy, and maybe that goes to the men that are interested in you, and like in what we were talking about before. Like we both like are described as like soft, and maybe I'm not in them, but like maybe they like that.
Yeah,
about us.
I mean,
perhaps?
I know for a fact that most men like that about me. Like no man is like dating me because like I'm like the most masculine man. But I also think it's also funny because like men who I've known to only date masculine men are the same men that are like in love with me.
Oh,
that's why like I call it like a doll aura. It's like when you really are like the doll and you really are that girl.
Just the girl.
It doesn't matter what a man says his preference is. You just have a certain energy about you that's going to attract the sexiest, richest, most beautiful man in the room.
I'm glad you're saying this.
Never dated ugly. Only dated broke once. And that was...
But with bro comes good dick, as always.
I mean, it was... Honestly, like, that was the best sex I ever had in my life.
There we are.
And, like, that was... It taught me a lot. Also, I used to have this thing, like... It's like fake straight men or, like, bisexual men. And then also, like, Dominican men are, like, obsessed with me. Also, I love Dominican men, too.
Yeah, I love men.
I just love boys.
I love men. See, that's
I love men.
Do you remember that one Zoe 101 episode where like the girl didn't return for season 2 because like, I don't know, like she just got cast out the show, but their way to kind of like cast her out the show was, oh, Nicole had to go to a mental hospital because she got checked in for OMGD. And they're like, what's OMGD? Obsessive male gender disorder. And I'm like, that's me as fuck. That's the one disorder that I will diagnose.
Like, I love men. I feel like I just realized that like recently. I love, like, I don't know. I'm just like, I love male attention.
I do. That's what it is. And I was just about to say, like,
but not because like I'm getting something from it. It's just like,
yes,
the energy is so different from mine.
Yes.
You know,
I was just about to say that. That's the thing. It's like, of course, like, yes, I love dick and I love
problematic.
No, I don't think so. Because like for me, like, I love, you know, like, yeah, like I love dick. I love ass. I love all that shit. I love playing with all that shit. And I love getting my shit played with.
Okay.
But with that being said, it's even like what you're saying, it's just like the energy of a man. Like even now, I could feel my nipples getting hard through my layers. I'm like, oh my God, it's just the essence and the aura of a man. And then I'm just like, oh no.
I'm like, I don't know. I think like my taste and like men and things change often.
Same.
Because I think like I used to be really into like top, bottom, like this is what I am.
Same.
This is what whatever. But one time I was like forced to top. And I honestly think it like changed my life. Because then I kind of just opened myself up to like more variations of men. Also like the way I grew up, like, which I think it needs to be like a conversation. Like I feel like when it's kind of this thing like mask presenting, honestly, I feel like me kind of being more attracted to masculine men is like just how I grew up. Like I didn't really know any like feminine boys growing up. I was like the only one. So the thing that I like correlated with like being a man was kind of like my uncles, my dad. And so as I like got older, I kind of like see like softer men. So now I had like a bottom phase. Like I only like felt like every boy I fell in love with was like a bottom or like just like this soft boy. And now it's kind of like I like a balance of both.
I see. Okay, that makes complete sense though, because like when we think back to our like first crushes in high school, whatever, it was never like the other one theater gay in your school. No, it was always the person on like the football team or whatever that, you know, that's a very, very, very good point. That isn't discussed about a lot. So now for
me, it's like, even if like a guy that I date like is more like masculine presenting, there has to be like some kind of softness there. Yeah. Like some kind of like, it has to be like malleable a little bit. Like the masculine has to be balanced with the femininity, because I have like masculine qualities about me too. But I think like someone said I was like femme, but I'm like, I don't feel femme. Like I don't feel femme, I don't feel masculine. I literally just feel like myself.
Yeah, I think
because I've always been this way.
Yeah, you might just display, and like, I hate using this word, but like you just might display like alpha traits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially like all that you've done for yourself in your career. Yeah.
Like I'm like a boss. I like to be in charge.
Exactly. And I
do
think
like to be in charge.
People somehow tie that into being masculine. It's like, no.
But also like I grew up, I feel like I'm that way because my mom is that way. Like it's so funny. My grandmother and my mother are completely different relationships. And I feel like it's because of what they've experienced in their relationships. My grandmother is like a wife down. Like, it's not like she's like in charge, but in like such a feminine, like old school way. My mom is like, no, this is my shit. You're gonna do what I say. If you don't do what I say, like, fuck you. We're gonna do like my mom is very like my mom's like a tough bitch.
Same.
Like she's a street bitch. Like she's academic, but she's a street bitch.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm the same way where it's like some of my best friend, he's always like, the way you talk to boys is like insane. How
do you talk to boys?
I'm just like very, like, I'm not aggressive, but like, I'm just to the point.
I'm the same way.
I'm just to the point.
I'm to the point, and I'm kind of that type where like, if I'm fuck with you or not making fun of you, Nikki kind of says a line like that in Favorite.
What?
From Pink Print. She says, you're lucky if my mean ass likes you. Like, it's very that.
Yeah,
like,
very that.
It's very that. Like, once I start, like, if I make a stupid comment about, like, your shirt or whatever, it's like, I absolutely do want to slurp.
I have to be able to drag you.
Exactly.
And it, like, be okay. But, like,
and you have to drag me, too.
Also, like, you have to be fucking funny. Like, I laugh all day.
Same.
Like, all day.
Same.
Like,
and we talk to ourselves a lot, too.
Literally.
So, if you're not going to entertain us, we'll go right back to ourselves.
Like, no shade. I'm, like, the funniest bitch I know.
Same.
Like, I crack myself the fuck up. And I think part of it is because, like, I'm such a ridiculous person.
Yep.
Which I, like, now I can appreciate being older.
Yep.
Like, I understand, like, some of the things that I do and say are just, like, completely ridiculous. And, like, I have to, like, have a partner that just, like, appreciates my weird, like, quirkiness of it all. And have to be able to, like, match that energy. Like, I can't be with a man, which is why I think, like, now, what I used to date at like 25 would never work for me at like 30, 31. Because I used to date very masculine men who like took themselves so seriously and this and that. Like, you can't touch my ass. You can't do this. You can't do that. And now I'm like, no, like it has to just be like open. Which is why I never say like I'm a top or a bottom. Because I'm definitely not. Honestly, I'd rather not do either.
Are you an oral queen?
Almost like I'm like asexual sometimes.
Same.
Like sometimes like I'm just like, I'm like a true Virgo, honestly. Like I am not like outwardly sexual, but if I'm with like a partner, like I'm like the most like sexual, like kinky person ever. But I'm not outwardly sexual because I'm not that girl. And most of the time I really don't care about sex.
But see, I kind of understand that.
I'm definitely like a money over sex kind of person. Like I love money. I love taking care of myself.
Same.
I love buying things.
Same.
Like I shop every day.
Because money could get me a fierce dildo or a fleshlight or anything. Or just a nice bed to sit on and let me use my hand. Like
I think now I just like to have, I want to have like fun experiences.
Same.
Like I don't want to feel like sex is such a chore at a younger age. Also like dealing with like sexual trauma and like as like a young adult. I don't want like sex to feel like a chore or to feel like something that makes me nervous anymore.
That's
like I just want to
exactly it.
I want to have fun. I want to be like openly transactional, playful.
Yeah.
I feel like sex should be like playful and fun and light and not feel like I'm doing a job. And like, this is my position. This is my role. And I have to do this to please my partner. Like, I don't want to feel like that.
And especially when you're bottoming too, like, it's like, of course, like, yeah, you could be like, you know, the GUI and like really get into your shit and, you know, be dominant while being the bottom. But like most of these guys, and same here, like when I'm bottoming, like I want you to be dominant. But also at the same time, I'm like, whoa. Like I have to get up for work tomorrow morning. Like don't break me. You know, I also want to eat lunch. Like it's that concept. Like there's a lot of work that goes into it. And I'm not going to say like having sex is a scary process, but like it's complicated. Like it is like, fucking honestly, complicated.
It is scary. I mean, like it's like you're letting someone into your body in a very like intimate, close way. Like, I think for me, I don't know, like, I have to be, like, completely... Also, like, my body really dictates what's gonna happen. Like my mind and my body, like
Same.
my energy, because like I'm never someone that can like just, which is why I don't do hookups. Like I can't just like have sex to have sex.
Yeah.
Like, I really have to like, my body has to be connected to like how I'm feeling and to the energy the person is giving me.
Yeah. If I hook up, like most times when I say like, oh, I hooked up with this guy, like we just like swapped head or like shit like that. Like we just played around. And I think to your point, it's like, it's because we're not being like connected. Like you're not in me. You know what I mean? Or vice versa, which I don't know if I could say vice versa actually, because like I'm kind of in my top era in a way. And like, then I could kind of hook up with anybody when I'm topping. But when I'm bottoming, I'm like, no, it has to be a specific person. But maybe that does come from like sexual trauma. I don't know.
I'm not really in like any era.
Good point.
I'm in like my wife era. Like I just want to like cuddle and like make chicken pot pie.
See, I want the chicken pot pie.
I'm a true wife, honestly.
I am too.
Like,
I just
I'm
don't
like
know
a
right
nester.
now.
I like a home. I'm the bitch. Like once I'm in a relationship, like I'm gone. Like
I want to say I'm the same way.
My man, my money, my man.
It's
about me and my kids, Sonny. It's about my household. That's what it's about.
My roof over these kids' heads. See,
period.
I'm like that at heart, and like with my friends and people I love, and like I know when I love hard.
Same.
But my only thing is, I don't know that part about me yet because I've never been in a relationship.
Yeah. Really?
I've never had a boyfriend.
Well, I've
only been in situationships that last
well, like
4
even
months.
though I say like my sugar daddy is like my first boyfriend, it was like a situationship. Like I mean, I did live with him for like a little short period.
Yeah.
Then like I ran away in the middle of the night, but also in the memoir.
Fierce.
But like
Love and escape
that's like
story.
my first real relationship where like I was like, okay, this is my boyfriend and not just someone like I'm dating. Was honestly 2020. It was like my first like I feel like real like boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like I've dated guys seriously before, but was never like a relationship. And I feel like I was only in that relationship in 2020 because everything was so accelerated. And honestly, like within like 2 weeks, like we were like almost living together at that point. Like it was a very accelerated thing because bitch,
it's very common. Yeah, exactly.
But like hang the fuck out.
Yeah,
and talk, literally. And yeah, we did that a lot.
That sounds
so
fun.
It was like it was a great moment that probably ended too soon. But also, I was like, I didn't really want to be in a relationship at the time either, which I always trick myself into. Like I always think I want to be in a relationship, and then I get in a relationship, and I'm like, it's too much.
See, I think in the back of my head, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this one guy that he was the closest thing I had to a boyfriend, and he was the most successful of my situationships, and I ended it because he was 24 at the time. I was 22. I like was in the peak of my Miami era. I was hosting every morning on our like morning talk show. What was that? Yeah, I went to school in Miami. Oh my God. I went to school in New York 1 year. I was all over the place just like you. Yeah. I did my first year of school here in New York at LIM.
Oh, I used to be in LIM all the time.
Really?
My like 3 of my best friends all went to LIM. And so I was always on the campus.
I'm like, did we
no,
see
I'm like
each other?
8 years older than you.
Okay.
So no.
I was about to say, but yeah, I did my first year there. Then I came back to Maryland. I went to community college for my sophomore year.
Oh, same.
Sophomore year is like the transitional. We really do. And then junior year is when I went to Miami specifically because FIU had a radio show. And that's when I realized I was like, okay, well, marketing is my thing clearly. Yeah. And I talk a lot. So let me see if I can make money off of that. And then that's when I started my whole talk show and everything. And then I got into drag and I stayed in Miami for 2 years.
To be on a talk show.
And here we are. But yeah, I was there for like 2 years. I thought I completed what was my alleged senior year. Yeah. But it wasn't because I failed like every single one of my classes that are like doing? I was working hard, but it's like all the classes that are like math and shit like that. Like I'm going to be the doll to say like, I'm not doing that. Like I'm not doing it. I'm not meant for it.
I took like remedial math my whole college career.
Same.
Like,
Same.
I'm
The highest
worst.
level of math I've ever taken is college algebra.
No, same.
Everyone was doing
Same.
statistics and like
Girl.
all those other kinds of math. And I was like, no.
That's why I love a trade school. Get me through.
I love trade, hate
There was
school.
no math in esthetician school.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I went into radio and became a producer. I was like,
Yeah.
let me be a real gay and get my communications degree. Like,
Like,
I'm
I
not good
love
in this
science, but I hate math, which is kind of like
even science.
ironic.
In
I love
class,
science.
though.
Like, I love learning about chemistry and diseases and disorders and
Same.
the body and the muscles of the face. I love learning about those things.
Yeah.
But like algebra, geometry.
Nope.
Actually, I love geometry, but like algebra, like, girl, you can suck my dick.
It's not my thing. I always say, like, of course I'm going to learn to be like financially literate, blah, 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 and all this shit like that. But
Oh, I'm great with money.
I'm good with money, but not all like the further next level, higher level shit you could do with it, like investing, so-and-so.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like I need to get into that.
That's what I need a husband for.
That's what I'm saying. Or my dream is a financial advisor. Like, I know I'm going to make it one day when I have a financial advisor, and it's not going to be some type of Yolanda ass bitch. Like, it's going to be like my financial advisor and they'll educate me, handle all my funds, and they'll just do what they're really good at. I'm going to pay them to give them an opportunity to do something they love. While I do say I love and get paid for it. You just count it.
Exactly.
Like, we just all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and that one is definitely
invest your money and build your wealth. For sure.
Yeah, exactly,
I mean,
man.
that's the goal. Who wants to work forever?
Not me.
No.
Not me at all. I have a dream that I will be bi-coastal of some sort. Like,
for sure.
I always see in my future that there's 2 houses in London, like, or in England. There's one in London, like in the city.
I've always wanted to live in London. That's my dream.
Let's go.
London, LA house, New York house.
See, I've never been to LA, but I don't know if I'm an LA girl.
I love LA. Like, honestly, if I was to buy, I feel like if I stay in the States, to still be like in a major city, it probably would be LA. I mean, LA is so expensive.
Yeah.
Like real estate, taxes, everything. But I kind of never see myself not living in a major city. I mean, like, with what I do, I really could live anywhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, me and my friends, we always talk about, like, we're going to move to Texas and, like,
get a
like
huge fucking house.
11-bedroom house
Absolutely.
for $300,000. But also, like, I would have no life in Texas. Although I feel like my husband is in Texas.
I feel
they make the biggest,
beautiful men.
finest,
beautiful men.
I mean, wow.
My husbands
I love
are
big men.
Same.
Like, I love them, like, big, tall, big hands.
Big hands is the
thighs.
number one. Big thighs is the number one too.
I love a neck. Oh my god.
I love a neck too. You know what I love too?
neck.
I love a calf. I
Oh,
love.
I love a
I
calf.
just want to like.
Basically, if you look like you play
like-
like football, that's usually my
Same.
type.
And
I love a beard.
yeah,
I love good brows, lips.
head to toe.
I hate a small nose. I hate a man with a small nose.
I'm so sorry. My nose is just naturally pinched. Man, I apologize. But I'm the same way. Height is cute. I love a tall man, but I love a short king. If you're
Me
like
too.
thick and could compensate,
Oh my god.
I love
I
a
love a
little
short
hamster
king.
that could fuck. I love a short king. That's just what I think in my head. I'm like, all the short kings that I've dealt with know how to do what they do. I
met
love a short king.
a dick appointment last week.
Really?
Yeah.
I was just talking to, who was it?
It's really
Tamaguchi.
cute.
He was at,
Like, cute little thick body.
I,
Like, just gorge. Like a little hairy, big butt, big thighs.
I love a short king.
I love a short king.
Especially-
Also, I love arms.
I love arms too. I love a forearm. I love a forearm.
I love, like, just big arms.
Me
It's like a
too.
thing for me. Like, I like to be, like, handled.
Me too. I love a big chest too. Like, I love a tit.
Oh, I love a titty.
I love having titties of my own. Mine are gorgeous. You can't
I
see
hate
them.
Mine.
You have really nice titties.
Like, I kind of want them to disappear.
No. You have really nice titties.
Thank you.
I love titties. I wish everyone could see it through my Rina Sawayama shirt, but y'all know. I have really cute titties, but I love guys with titties. Like, especially
Yeah,
a nice
same.
lower tit that just hangs.
It's funny
I'm
'cause,
like,
I love bigger boys, but like the amount of like skinny men that try to talk to me. It's kind of insane. Like little men love me. I don't know what it is.
See,
like I will break you. Like I need a man that has like
right
girth, like something like hold on to you,
yeah,
like little weight on his ass.
Like
I like a country fed ass man.
Yeah, I love a little more of like a thicker man. Like I'm not into like the overly like ripped type. I mean, like if that's your thing, like cute. Like there's definitely been guys that have been like mad ripped that I've hooked up with. There's been like bodybuilders and shit that I've hooked up with that like I've hooked.
That? Honestly, like I love looking at like a muscle, but like I'm not into abs. Like,
See,
I'm just really not into abs, but like I like that it's like muscly but like thick.
And that was the point. Like
that has like a like those like little muscle stomach. Like, I love that. Like I love a muscle stomach with like big arms, big thighs, like a little butt.
I love
hands.
I love a muscle stomach. You still have me on that. I love a muscle stomach.
No, that's how the guy was built last week. He had like a little muscle, hairy stomach. So cute.
I know, that's right. I love a muscle stomach, but with the bodybuilder, I preferred hooking up with him when he was in his off season for that reason, because he was
cutting.
Like he was just eating what he wanted, so the muscle is still there, but there was still meat on top of it, and there was a lot of meat down there. It was
meat
a lot, and
also, I hate a big penis.
You said you hate one?
I hate a big penis.
See, if we're fucking, like, I'm not gonna say keep that away from me because it definitely will be in me, but listen to me, sir, and let me ride first and let me control how we're going to be doing this and putting this inside me. Really? That's my most skilled profession.
No, I don't ride anything. That's not what I'm best at.
Really?
I'll say that.
I have knees of steel.
Come on, Megan.
Absolutely.
No, I'm more like
knees
a Nikki.
Of steel. And what's that? Roll on the floor?
Just different, girl.
No, I'm definitely a knees queen. I love riding either. I prefer facing them.
Yeah, like I also like I'm not into like doggy like
doggy hurts. Granted, I'll still do it.
Okay,
but
it hurts. I don't understand like people that enjoy that, but like this.
I could feel the pinch in my back right now.
Literally, like it's uncomfortable. I'm looking at a wall, so I'm like, it doesn't feel intimate to me. I feel like I'm being used. Like I like to be able to see my partner because I feel like that's how like you get into it.
I like watching myself be intimate. Like the last guy I got intimate with over the summer, he had like a mirror right next to his bed, and his eyes were closed because I was making them close with what I was doing, and I was just side-eyeing the whole time. Just like, wow, look at all this going on right now. I was in my fantasy.
I never like watch myself.
I love to. I think that turns me on. Like I look at videos of myself too and I get hard.
Same.
You did see, I think, and it's not even like, oh, look how good I look, but I think it's something, I don't know, like not like scientific, but something mental and positive of like, look at just me being sexy. You know what I mean? I'm like, look at her wink.
I feel like and honestly, it's important, like, to have like a healthy sexual relationship with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it makes you like a better partner. It helps you like understand your body more. I feel like if you've never like really taken the time to like really explore your body, explore yourself, it's kind of hard to be like intimate with other people. Which is why I think like when I start to like really like have like more active sexual dating life, I definitely like took the time to kind of like see like what I like, what I don't like.
Yeah.
A lot of shit I don't like.
What don't you like?
Like I hate someone that's like too like aggressive and rough.
Yeah.
Like I like a little like, you know, slap, like a little of that. But like my ex used to be like so rough. Like I'm like, oh, you're going to murder me.
Yeah, you got to be rough with rhythm. Yeah. Like whereas like when it's uncoordinated and unrhythmic rough, then you're just slapping the fuck out of me.
Throwing me the fuck. I'm like, okay, relax.
Yeah, like you gotta like kind of cue me of when like you're gonna throw me up. Like have the hand under my leg. Like I know I'm about to be thrown over your shoulder.
I'm not an easy bitch to throw.
Neither am I. I may be gay height, but there's a lot of weight on this. Like it's overwhelming. I remember the first time some guy slapped me in bed. It was a grinder hookup. And I was so taken back. But immediately once I understood what we were doing, I was so down for it. I was giving him head and he was gorge. Ugh.
A little spit and slap.
I love a spit too. The girls that don't like spit are boring. That's the only time I will spit.
It's kind of weird.
What?
Like, I think that's just a part of sex. Spit.
That's what I'm saying. We were having this conversation at work the other day. Granted, who I was talking to, they were a straight gentleman. Y'all don't know him. He's not one y'all see on camera, so don't ask questions. For real. But, because I got those questions too. No.
The baby joint? No, I'm joking.
What? Oh, no. And so, anyways, we were talking about that. And because I think on a show of theirs, they were talking about, like, if you swallow a guy and you kiss after, is that gross? And I'm like, no, that's hot.
No.
I think that's so hot. One, I swallowed, so it's not like we're swapping. Even still, I'm into that too.
Also, I feel like, I don't know. Literally, like, there should be no rules to, like, sex.
I agree.
What's gross, what's not. I feel like it should just be, like, mutual what.
Yeah.
Like a respectful boundary of, like, I don't, like, I feel disrespected and humiliated when you do this.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, I love when you do this.
100%.
There seems to be, like, a mutual respect level there.
That's what it is. Like, for me, there's only two things at this current moment that I know are, like, a clear no. It's, like, scat play and fucking...
Fisting.
That. Even, like, watching it, it doesn't do anything.
It literally, like, turns my stomach, like, ugh. Oh my God. I'm just weird about holes in general. So,
I'm not. My whole next level, but I'm not weird about it.
Like, it's just too much.
Yeah, it's just, especially, like, I just have the vision pop in my head of, like videos I'll see scrolling on Twitter where they're, like, violently and swiftly, you hear that little, like, noise. I'm like, oh my God, like, it's already a lot, like, just taking dick, let alone, like, having a fist in me. And, like, we were just talking about the guys we love. I love a forearm, not a fucking nightstand in me. Like, that's insane. Or an ottoman in my hole. That's wild. A fucking tree trunk.
Crying.
It's insane.
It's insane.
I don't like it, but a good slap is nice, though.
Good slap is nice.
A good slap is nice. Do you like a shower moment?
Oh my God. So I didn't have like a shower moment until like recently.
Okay. AC on.
Girl, like, so like me and my ex, like, also it's another thing, which is why I feel like being comfortable with your body is important.
Absolutely.
Like, you get into relationships, because I didn't realize until like I was so intimate with my ex, like, cause like, I mean, you're basically not living with someone, but like when they're staying with you for, you know, more, like he would stay at my house sometimes for like 3 days a week. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's like you can't really hide anything.
Yep.
So like, you know, we wake up together, go to sleep together. And I realized like when I took a shower and he was like in my bed, and like I was almost like nervous to like get undressed in front of my boyfriend in like a non-sexual way, which was so weird. But I realized I still had like certain hangups about my body. And like I feel like he made me so comfortable with myself and my body.
Yeah.
And then like showering with me is like, for me, is like so like an intimate thing.
Same.
And he always like went to shower together. So like I was like, okay, like this is like new for me.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like became like our thing. And I was like, okay, like whatever.
That's cute.
But I mean, is that like the first thing I want to do? No.
Yeah, it's a cute concept. Like,
people that have sex in the shower, I don't get that. Or like in water in general. Like I just don't see how that works.
Yeah, in my Miami days,
it makes everything like rubber.
Yeah.
Like there's no no slip in water.
Exactly.
Like,
and I'm not about to use
I'm getting shaved.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like you could use like lotion or anything too, because of water and such. It doesn't work. And then it's just weird, or any type of lubricant. It's just water.
Yeah.
I've hooked up once in the shower, not had sex, but I've hooked up once. And it wasn't bad. I kind of like the experience, but like...
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was in an herbal essence commercial or something. I was like throwing my hair back.
I remember that.
It's dangerous. Like,
that's what I'm saying. This is a lot of tile, a lot of such and such. A lot of people too, I don't judge people out, but one thing I will judge people is like when I'm over somebody's house and I'm taking a shower, like if there's
I'm
not
looking at the grout, I'm looking at the floor outside.
I'm looking if there is a rubber mat in the shower. If not, this is a hazard. I'm not trying to crack my head.
I can't.
You got to get some type of mat.
It's unsightly to me.
Not even like the clear ones, or look for a fierce one.
They do something to me where it's like, ew, oh my God, I cannot.
See,
like a rubber mat. Honestly, like, I'm so weird about bathrooms, period. Like walking, like getting out the shower and walking on the floor is
Tama and I were just talking about this last week.
To me.
Even if it's like tile and walking on barefoot, I'm like, that's why we get those little like sponge mats, the ones that absorb. Like those are lovely.
Convulsing thinking about it. Like wet feet on a floor, like
it's gross.
It does something to me.
It
also,
makes
like once the shower is like done and I'm like in a steaming shower, it just feels so gross. Like when I see like the condensation on my toilet, it's just like so like
ew.
I fucking hate bathrooms. I don't care if it's mine, anyone else's. Like I hate wet bathrooms.
Same. And fans aren't strong enough either. Like in my apartment, like we're in a pre-war fucking apartment. So we fully have a fucking radiator in there air frying me as I'm trying to bathe. Yeah. So even when you do have the little, like, thank goodness our apartment has like a little like fan.
Yeah, I do too.
But it doesn't do shit. It doesn't do shit.
Mine is like heated too. So I've like, I can turn heat on or the fan.
Work.
It's like in the winter, like I couldn't that shit on like 70. So it's like toasting in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not in the shower, I just turn the heater on in the bathroom.
Yeah, ours is very extreme. It's a fucking radiator from the 1800s. My roommate and I like.
So you don't control it.
No,
it's remember that.
Horrible. That's why my AC unit stays in a window all year round. It's just so much money.
Fucking heat.
Exactly. I just open a window or pop on the AC. But my roommate and I fully like agreed to like we shower with like the door wide open. We're just like so there's air still circulating.
Roommate gay?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever lived with a straight man?
Have I? Yes, but then he came out. So it was my roommates in college when I went to LIM. It was one of my best friends, Mikhail. Shout out to Mikhail. And we lived with this other person who at the time was straight. But like we always had a feeling about him. And my God, he was so sexy and he knows it and I don't care. And I've told him.
That was your roommate?
No. No, I haven't.
Oh, sorry.
And then I was thinking, I was like, but no, I haven't. And my current roommate is my best friend of like 25 years. So like, I'm
cute.
Yeah. That's my bestie, my brother.
I have a story, but I'll put that in the memoir too.
Of hooking up with a roommate?
Yeah. It's just like who the roommate was like really bad. Yeah.
That sounds hot.
It was something.
Maybe you could write like a cute erotic novel. I could actually see that.
Me?
Yeah.
You know, people ask me like narrate things like that all the time.
You should. You have a beautiful voice.
People always ask me like, can you do like bedtime stories? I'm like, that's so weird.
No, I love your voice.
My mom hates my voice.
Why?
She was like, you sound like a drunk drag queen. But she should always say to me.
I see it now. Like past 3 a.m. drunk, like that's when he starts to get like really friendly just because he won another drink.
It's so funny. Like,
I
think everyone kind of like doesn't like their voice. I don't dislike my voice. It's just like sometimes it's so soft. It's kind of hard to talk.
Yeah, it's hard for people to hear you in a way. And like for me, I still need to.
You have like a little bass in your voice.
Do I really?
You really do.
Okay.
Yeah, like you have like a little bass in your
That's voice. New. That came about like 2 weeks ago because I'm just now starting puberty. Perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or late bloomer.
I'm definitely a late bloomer.
Puberty.
What was that?
I never hit puberty.
Yeah, I'm literally getting like crumbs of it. I don't think you do either.
It's gone.
Do I? Maybe I do, but
it's huge.
Are you serious?
You are a man.
Mine is huge.
I'm joking.
Gotta get this shaved off.
I mean, like when I was like skinnier, I had like a very pronounced Adam's apple, I feel like.
Yeah, same.
But now my womanly figure filled out, so.
Right, voluptuous and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know. I like having a soft voice. I think, I don't know, I've been trying to speak from like my diaphragm more. I'll watch like singing videos and shit like that and like the science behind singing videos. And I'm
Were
just
you a
like,
singer?
Kind of, no, not really.
I was a singer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I've always wanted to pursue it. And that's something that I'm still like.
I was like in a choir.
Oh.
I used to sing in elementary school, middle school.
See, I had so many opportunities to do so. And like my life was kind of going in that direction. Yeah. And then bullying, trauma, Egyptian conservative parents hit. And then I was like, ooh, let me not. And that's what I'm like unraveling now in my 20s.
Egyptian. That's very rare.
Really?
I don't know many like Egyptian dolls.
That's actually Egyptian doll. I like that. That's actually really true. I was saying this, I think, in the last
that one
episode.
bitch that was on Bad Girls Club.
Yes.
What was her name? Nima?
Yes.
Naima? Naima.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Evil bitch.
Wow. Not too far off.
Nima. It was Naima, Hannah, and Tanisha.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Three Musketeers. I used to love Hannah.
I need to watch Bad Girls Club again.
Same. It's on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need to watch. But yeah. I thought my life was going in that direction, like plays, not like plays, but like school performances and stuff like that. I would always work my ass off and like we would do our little like choir rehearsals and I would show the fuck out. And our teacher was like, whoever's like just behaves the best and it's just, she was essentially saying a showgirl and a professional essentially will get the leading part. And guess who got it every single time?
Not you.
No, I would.
Oh, you did?
I would, but then I would go on stage and I would completely blank out and get nervous. But I was fully like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old kid.
That's me. I remember like at like my, 4th grade graduation, 5th grade graduation, whenever you graduate elementary school.
5th grade, yeah.
I had like a solo to R. Kelly.
What song?
I Believe I Can Fly.
Absolutely right. Space Jam moment. Why not?
And I like just, I remember I blanked the fuck out and I had to do the same thing in my 8th grade graduation. It was just, a lot of singing. Black people love to sing, child. At a celebration.
I love singing. Yeah, I don't know. I need to dive in again and see if that's maybe what I'm meant out here to do. Dancing, I know, is definitely one of those things.
Yeah.
Like I wanted. You say you're not a dancer?
No.
You could be a singer and I'll be your raspy moment. My butterfly era is upon us. But no, it's just me, the consistently screaming. But
screaming.
I'll just be your background dancer.
Screaming and creaming.
I've done more of the screaming, not a lot of creaming, a lot of crying. But yeah, do you have anything else happening for the rest of the year? Or is she just now sitting in her apartment naked, going day by day, as you mentioned before?
I'm honestly just trying to enjoy like the rest of the year.
Yeah.
It's been like a very hectic, crazy year for me. We still have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of work, but usually it's holiday, so I usually get a lot busier. But I'm kind of just trying to enjoy the season.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm nesting. I just want to chill.
Yeah.
And just like enjoy fall, winter.
Yeah.
You know?
Just be a doll.
Yeah, don't just be a doll. Just chill.
I understand.
But like I have like a lot of exciting projects coming up. But like really next year, we're kind of like planning things. So, yeah.
I'm very excited.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
This was a very fun, all over the place, chaotic discussion, which is exactly what my soul needed after a hectic week. No, me either. And I clocked that like 2 minutes through. I was like, oh, absolutely. I knew I loved you, but like I love you even more now because go from one topic to the next. Oh, there we are. One topic to the next, and can never stay
literally me
on topic. Just now, when you saw me talking about this panel, you saw me.
Every time I do an interview, I never know what the fuck the interview is about until it comes out because I just talk about everything. Like I just go on tangents. I need to work on that. I need media training.
No, never go on tangents. It's nice. It's nicer to have more content to work with and draw it back than not at all. Yeah. You'd rather be told to, how do I say it?
Add more.
Yeah, exactly. Or like
we didn't have enough. That's kind of the worst thing. I always over deliver.
Exactly. It's better to over deliver.
Yeah.
If anything.
Honestly.
You know, I just like, at this point, I just like to overshare. And that's my claim to fame while still keeping the velvet rope of hot elusivity in my brand.
I love that.
I guess.
I think I'll never not be elusive.
Yeah.
I'm the elusive chanteuse.
Me, I am Bad Bussy, the elusive chanteuse.
Me, I am Mariah.
I am Mariah. Where is she? Right.
Also, what's your favorite song on the album?
Off of that album, Me, I am Mariah, the elusive chanteuse. I love a sad song and I love a strong opener. So it's between Cry for that one. You Don't Know What to Do is fierce. Camouflage is excellent.
You're gonna drag me for my fave. Oh, I love Camouflage.
What fave?
Mine is Thirsty.
I was gonna say that too. Thirsty. Thirsty. Get thirsty. And then you get thirsty.
Also, do you know
she ate that? That is such a good song. Should have been a single.
I want to hear Tamar do the My All challenge. I
agree.
Would always say like Tamar would eat that song.
I
want to hear Tamar do the My All challenge.
Agree. So far,
I think she's one of the best, most underrated voices.
I agree. Her music too is excellent.
Like, what's your favorite album out of the three?
Out of Tamar's. See, the first one, the debut, is excellent. She hates If You Don't Love Me, but If You Don't Love Me is such a star. That's such a beautiful song.
Pieces, Sound of Love, White Candle.
Right.
Like, she was even her Mariah moment on Love and War.
Love and War is one of the greatest albums of the 2010s.
Way Back Home.
End of story. That had the radio back home in Maryland by the neck. You know, like, I was like, I would hear it everywhere, but like back home in Maryland, like it was Tamar on 95.5 choking her.
Maxima and a Louis Vuitton Neverfull, bitch, you are blasting
all the way home. That one. That's
a single mama jam.
And Hot Sugar too.
Oof. I hate Hot Sugar.
I hate it too, but like
hate Hot Sugar.
It's camp. It's camp.
Like, Sound of Love is like one of my favorite songs in pieces.
Same.
But also on Calling All Lovers, which I think is her best album.
I agree.
Like, King, I feel like that should be like a Disney princess song.
King is so beautiful.
Coming Home. It's this one song. It's like very like baby face. I cannot think of the fucking name.
I'm trying to.
So with an R. Fuck, it's like my favorite song too. I cannot remember.
Yeah.
But like that album is so good.
That album is so good too.
So good.
Bluebird of Happiness is completely underrated.
I hate the album.
See?
Because you could tell she was depressed.
Exactly.
Like, I mean,
and it's
my
so
man
good.
In Blind, bitch.
Blind is too good. You remember the one performance from the Soul Awards that year? She had the black bang. She was going so in on the song. Her hair started getting tangled in her eyelash. Her eyelash started to lift halfway through the number.
Blind,
I was living. I love Tamar Braxton so fucking much.
I almost want to hear Mariah cover Blind.
Also, I could see that being a elusive
Tony
and
cover. Tamar cover each other's songs.
That would be really cute.
Toni Braxton said like White Candle is her favorite song. Tamar.
Yes.
I want to hear Toni on White Candle.
Tamar would eat up Long As I Live too.
Oh my God.
Long As I Live is a classic.
Listen, that when I was in esthetician school, I used to sing that song to this guy on the phone every night.
Oh.
Like,
that's really cute.
I still have the fucking voice notes. Like that was my shit.
That's my shit. You're going to put me in a Braxton day for the rest of the week. That was in my Miami era. So I would hook up with a guy that doesn't care about me, catch feelings, and then blast that on the way home and just be like, yes, Sex and Cigarettes is too good.
Fuck out of here.
She did the whole disco revival
what's your favorite
moment
Toni album?
Before the Girls on Sex and Cigarettes.
No, her favorite album overall.
It's like obvious, but The Heat, just because like it's excellent.
Mine is Secrets and Libra.
Secrets.
Also, More Than a Woman.
Libra.
First of all,
stop.
If you've never heard, because I think most people have not really listened to More Than a Woman.
They haven't.
Okay, like the song Better Man. That is my shit. First of all, Tamar is eating the background vocals. It's damn near a duet.
Mm-hmm.
They're singing so hard.
One thing Tamar will do is annihilate you on a background vocal.
I love the old Toni tracks and hearing Tamar. Like, they're like, this is fucking perfect.
They're too good. Like, oh my God, you mentioned Heated. That really just like, or The Heat just made me like, and they just put it back on streaming too. Thank God.
No. But like Libra, Tripping, This Ring.
Too good.
This ring, like, please. Bitch.
Braxton stands. We love.
Braxton stan.
I love. She doesn't get enough.
She can't do any wrong to me.
I
also,
agree.
spell my name.
Historic.
Gotta move on.
Historic.
Ugh.
She's a mastermind. What was it?
To be like that iconic and legendary, like Tony's voice is still golden, prime, like still iconic, like.
And no one could follow in that. Like, there's none of the girls now where they could even name Tony as a reference vocally.
No.
You know, like the girls now will whistle and
like,
just
who's
be like,
the
yeah.
new Tony?
Exactly. There's the new or the attempted new version of the other girls, but there's not a new Tony.
The girls try to give Brandy, but they can't. It's just like it's vocal range and vocal technicality.
That's
I love when Brandy and Mariah. Are we done?
Oh. Got you.
Okay.
No, you're good.
Another
tangent. But there will be another episode next week, and I don't even know who's gonna be with yet, but it's gonna be sickening and fierce. Tune in. It will. No, you know, it's actually going to be Tamar, Tony, and Beyonce. We're manifesting that next episode.
Of the Braxton family values.
And it just might be Flo very soon, so stay tuned. Bye. Bye.